Hello everyone, Nick DeSanctis here with a spring break edition of the Weekend Preview. We'll start today with the Army lacrosse team as they head down to Baltimore to take on the number 2 ranked Loyola Greyhounds in a Patriot League showdown. You can catch all the action on the Patriot League network. Army knows it will be a tough test, but the Black Knights say that they're up to the task.
It's going to take our best effort of the season. Loyola is a terrific team, very deserving of their number 2 ranking in the country. But I like the way we match up in some spots with them, and it's just going to be about playing Army lacrosse for 60 full minutes. My approach with our guys every spring break is, hey, we're pros, so we're going to be professionals here. We don't have any academics to worry about. That means additional time in the film room. That means additional time on the field, additional time spent one-on-one with coaches and really picking up their individual game to make all of us better. So it's always a good time for us, a great time for improvement. Spring break is, and we're anxious for that to get here.
The Army men's tennis team, like a couple of other Army sports, are headed for some warmer weather. The men's tennis team traveling out to California for nice weather and good competition.
Well, we're looking for some nice weather out in California. We play UC Irvine on Saturday. It's going to be a great match. UC Irvine is trying to do a promotional match out of it. We're going to go to the Newport Beach Racket Club, home of some Davis Cup ties. It's going to be great, big crowds. Our guys are excited. Then Sunday we play UC Riverside, and then the following Wednesday we play Loyola Marymount. So it's 3 great teams. Looking to work hard out there, maybe go to the beach once or twice. It's going to be a great trip for us.
The Army softball team playing in the Rebel Spring Games in Winter Haven, Florida for the first part of the week, then coming back as they get right into Patriot League play next weekend.
Spring break is usually a big turning point for us because it's right before the Patriot League, and now we've already had 3 weekends under our belt. So past 2 weeks we've had the opportunity to lick some wounds and really just kind of develop more of a consistent roster and be able to go implement some of the new things we've been working on the past 2 weeks and then the 3 weekends before that. Well, this year it's actually going to be really different because usually we have an entire weekend of play in the Northeast and practice another week before coming off of spring break. So it's actually a new setting for me as well as all the players. So it's going to be an interesting transition. We're flying right from Florida and then going right to Bucknell. And it's a 3-game series. So just tons of newness coming in. Honestly, right now, we're just going to have to focus on playing our game. We've been really focusing on, we're going to have 8 different opponents in the next week and a half or so. So we're really just going to have to work on what we do and how we execute and what our style of play is. And we've been developing that and continue to develop that and use that to be successful.
The Army baseball team also in the Sunshine State as they'll have a couple series next week down in Florida. Army head coach Matt Reed looking for his team to kick things into high gear with Patriot League play right around the corner.
Well, we're heading down to Tampa, Florida for our annual spring break tournament. We're going to open up with UMass in a 3-game series at Tampa Jesuit High School, one of the nicest facilities you'll see for a high school facility, top-notch. Tough UMass team. They've been playing really well lately, so we'll play them. Then we get Central Connecticut State, and we have North Dakota State right after them midweek down in Winter Haven, Florida. And then we finish up with a 3-game set against Harvard, who's been beating people up lately. So that'll be a tough series to finish out the spring break trip. We're in a stage right now where we're just trying to get better as a team so we can continue to play better as the season goes along and we get into conference, which will be tested right off the bat in conference.
The Army women's basketball team takes on Holy Cross on Saturday at 6 o'clock at Crystal Arena in the Patriot League Championship game. You can catch all the action for the game live on the CBS Sports Network. Army and Holy Cross split the season series, with Holy Cross taking the last meeting at Crystal Arena short of a month ago. Tickets are available by calling 1-877-TIX-ARMY or by visiting GoArmySports.com. Army head coach Dave McGarity thinks that Holy Cross right now is playing the best basketball out of any Patriot League team.
Well, I think when they came in early in February, they had a lot to prove. Number one, when we did beat them in January, they were not at full strength. With specifically, I think with Malone in the lineup, it just makes them a really strong group. They have great balance. And honestly, they did not have one of their top players in Mifsud when we lost to them here. So I just think it's interesting. I mean, we're 16-1 at home. It's the only team we lost to. They're probably playing the best basketball of anybody right now in terms of just the way that they've won their first 2 playoff games on the road. So we know we've got a huge challenge in front of us, and I think the combination of their great backcourt with Smith and Malone and just the play of Raquel Scott right now is she's playing at such a high level. She's just an animal on the boards and scoring, and then they've got Horrigan, who had I think 8 block shots against us when we lost to him here. So we know what the challenge is, and we're just going to have to try to figure it out in these next couple days in practice and just go out and do the things that we feel necessary to win.
The Army golf team competing in the Seahawk Invitational in Wilmington, North Carolina, and the rifle team is in Kentucky competing at the NCAAs. For news and updates throughout spring break, visit GoArmySports.com. That's your weekend preview, spring break edition. For Night Vision, I'm Nick DeSanctis. Go Army.